Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey, Fee, and I'm your girl, Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast, all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about. All the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about. But who's listening?
Girl, we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
I'm excited. That it's Tuesday. I'm trying not to rush. I want it to be Christmas, so I'm trying not to rush my time. I'm trying to enjoy every last minute of it. And I've been doing pretty good.
Definitely.
The days seem to be going by super quick, though, still.
Yes, it is. It is.
So you got some good news.
I do. My baby's about to graduate and walk across the stage. I wish I could show y'all her the cap and gown. So all last night she had been putting together. So she has a bachelor's in psychology. So the top of her hat says "Psych to be done with this BS." That was very creative. I don't know how she came up with that, but that was very creative.
I like that. That's cute.
Like that too, but it's really cute. I can't show it because I don't think she glued it down yet. But I'm excited. So we're gonna go down to Norfolk on Friday and watch her graduate 9 in the morning. Then we'll come back here and celebrate.
Well, somebody going live.
Yeah, so we're gonna go live, Auntie Fee. We definitely we might go live on Inspire Her.
Hey, listen. Because I use all the time that we have, so we're gonna get right to the point tonight, guys. Share. This is our time. Share this message because there are some ladies out there that need to hear this. I don't know if you was in denial like I was. I was in some big denial.
She was.
Listen, let me tell you, when that joker hit me, it hit me hard. And I was like, "Ooh, is this it?" So, tonight we have founder of the Well-Rooted Woman, Catrice Mayo, who is a licensed, and that's why I love to say licensed and certified because it just sounds so good to me. But and expertise, let's say that. She is an expertise and a nutritionist, and she is going to tell us some things about this phase that Fee and Red are in. Some good days, and Lord, there's some hot days. It's hot hours. And I ain't gonna even say days. I'm gonna say hours. But I am trying to find something really quick because I am so behind because I just came off of another meeting. But I am going to try to find this bio because I really do want to read this. So if y'all will give me a minute, that's another thing that happens at this, our
a little brain fall. A little brain fall.
All right, here it is. Catrice Mayo is the owner and CEO of Real Nutrition LLC and the Well-Rooted Woman. She grew up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Decatur, Georgia. Okay, for Georgia. And had the blessed experience of having two grandmothers who cooked just about everything from scratch and a father who exposed her. I'm sorry. and a father who exposed her sister to fine dining at an early age. She is a graduate of Winston-Salem State University with a BS in Management Information Systems and has 8.5 years of information technology experience in the private sector. She attended Virginia State University for 3 years to obtain a certificate in nutrition and dietetics. Dietetics, and she holds a Master of Science degree from James Madison University. With her 15 years of acute care clinical experience combined with her continual knowledge of these some words now, integrative and functional medicine, she uses food as medicine, and that's why I wanted her on this show. Let's see, where else? She uses food as medicine and knows holistic health is paramount in her work. As a full-bodied Black woman, Patrice encourages body acceptance, living with intention, and your own personal definition of health. Some activities Patrice enjoys in her downtime are taking naps, cooking new recipes, working out, and listening to worship music and going to the museum. Love it. Welcome, Miss Patrice.
Thank
full
you.
body.
Your little pause.
Yes. So yes. She is one of the guests I wanted to bring on here because I am learning how to use food as medicine, and I want to continue to learn. So I am your student. Welcome to our podcast.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. There's like so much to talk about. So I can go into, which I think a lot of people need to understand, the differences between perimenopause and menopause. But I do want to say that by like 2030, there will be 1.2 billion women worldwide. This is like globally, who will be menopausal and postmenopausal. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, that's a lot of women.
But what? 2050 or 2030? That's in 5 years.
This world is, oh Lord. I don't know. I pray for you, man. I pray for you. I swear I pray for you.
Yes. And one thing that I have noticed, is like very random, is with a few of my clients and the people that I have known in like my social circle are getting divorced like after 30 years of marriage. And I think that part of it is what women go through in that transition time and the lack of understanding that we have with our own bodies, a lot of the miseducation, as well as uneducation, if that's a word. And then having a spouse who has a lack of understanding because he's always concerned about meeting his needs. And the woman's needs need to be met so that, she can do her thing. But anyway, we can go into that later. But I do want to I do want to say that like perimenopause is like around that transition time at the end of the reproductive years. And that is because of that decline of progesterone that actually happens first, because we like need that in order to follow through with a pregnancy, right? And not have a miscarriage. But then once that drop of estrogen takes place and it's like up and down, you can have these perimenopausal symptoms that mimic menopause, symptoms, but you still have your period every month. And perimenopause can start in the 20s, the 30s, as early as 20 years of age. So women who like over exercise and under eat, like they're not nourishing their bodies, they can put their body into like a state of burnout and go into early menopause, which we don't want that. We want to keep periods for as long as possible. And so menopause is,
We do. Look, hold on. We do.
yes. And I'll tell you why in a second.
Look, we do want to keep them things.
Yes, we do. And it's just like, it's so much we don't know. And so menopause is when you go 12 consecutive months without a period. Okay. So if you are like, you know, you have your period for 2 months and then it's gone for 4, it comes back for 6, it leaves for 8, it comes back for 1. Like you have to keep starting over. And
I went through all of that. I went through all of that.
Yeah,
All of
yeah.
that.
And they can the like period can come more frequently, or it can last longer. It's just very random. But that is menopause, when you go 12 consecutive months without a period. But you can have symptoms that are the same as perimenopause, which is not only hot flashes and vaginal dryness. It includes joint pain, brain fog, constipation, diarrhea, dizziness, itchy skin, like an itchy vagina that has nothing to do with yeast overgrowth, like enlarged breasts, or the breasts just like, you know, sag, or like heart palpitations. What else? Chills, night sweat. So you have like the hot flash. It comes like all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Some women's hot flashes are so bad you can see steam coming off of them. Like if it's real cold
Ooh.
outside. Yeah. And for Black women, hot flashes tend to be more intense and severe than white women, because of, you know, diet is part of it, but also lack of awareness because of improper medical care, and not getting any access or even having a conversation related to hormone replacement. But yeah, and then like another really big one is that decrease in bone mineral density that can happen in perimenopause. It actually happens during perimenopause, where the bone mineral density actually declines, and there's an acceleration of it.
How will we know that that's happening?
Well, unless you have like a bone mineral density scan, that's a way to find out. But it's just better, which you all are doing in this forum, to raise the awareness that the opportunity is now to start making changes, so that your quality of life in the second half, you know, in your 50s and 60s and 70s, can be just as vibrant as they were in your 20s, but you just have to pivot and really make some lifestyle changes and some diet changes, because the way that you may have eaten in your 20s and early 30s, you got to pivot when you're in your 40s and 50s.
Yes.
Well, I'm ready to pivot. I am pivoting.
Me too. So what diet?
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Faye.
I wanted to know, for me, I have a couple of things going on. So I have a thyroid issue as well. So I have adopted the pescatarian diet. So I have to let go of quite a few things. So I wanted to know, just off the bat, just when you're telling us what we should be doing as far as what we should be eating, just keep in mind that I too need to know if what I'm doing as far as pescatarian and stuff for my thyroid is helping me with this part that you're talking about as well. So
yeah. So what I appreciate with what you're doing is you didn't take animal protein completely out. Because some, and I actually had a conversation with somebody about this earlier today. I see an average of about 25 clients a week in my private practice. And so one thing that will come up is, well, I want to take meat out because I want to slim down. And I'm like, no, it's actually better to have, if you're going to have, chicken, and turkey and beef and pork, all that's fine. If you want to take that out, that's fine. If you just want to be a pescatarian, that's great too, because seafood is brain food and it's anti-inflammatory. But you do want to make sure that you are having a consistent intake of protein throughout the day. And so, for example, breakfast is usually a challenge for a lot of women to get protein in, because it's filled with a lot of, based on marketing from the food industry, a lot of processed sweets, like bagels and French toast and pancakes, waffles and cereal. And then you have eggs, bacon, sausage, or Greek yogurt. But what I tell folks to do, and I actually do this myself, I'm trying to encourage people to eat fish during breakfast time. I actually eat sardines. I don't know how you feel about that, but they're a great source of high quality protein, but they're full of omega-3 fatty acids, which is, something that we really need because that is anti-inflammatory. And we want to do whatever we can to decrease inflammation in the body. And I was pescatarian actually for 7 years before I got married. And then I switched over, but I haven't had red meat since I was 31 years old. So it's been 31 years, because I stopped when I was 17. So that was a really long time ago. And that happened by accident, because I want to keep my colon. But for those of you who choose to eat red meat, if you can't afford it, try to go grass fed and finished, because there is a difference between cows that are being fed soybeans and grains and corn, which promotes inflammation in the body. But grass-fed beef actually helps to decrease, because grass is a source of omega-3s. But one thing that folks can do for hot flashes is take a supplement called maca. Have y'all heard of maca powder?
Spell that.
MACA. Maca. Have y'all heard of that?
I have not.
Okay. So maca is from the country of Peru in South America. And maca is helpful for hot flashes. It helps to increase libido. So that is a maca supplement that you're showing me. I actually recommend the actual powder instead of the capsule, so that you can mix it in a smoothie, or you can make some maca, truffles.
Yeah,
but the actual powder.
Isn't that powder on this side?
Yeah.
I think this is the container that the powder comes in. Okay.
Yeah, but it also helps to boost memory. It can lower blood pressure. It can ease mental health symptoms related to depression and anxiety.
Okay, it improves sexual function and libido.
Yes.
We don't want us to know about this stuff.
Yeah, look at that. I need to give me some maca.
Yeah.
So my husband will appreciate it too.
Yeah. But you know what? He can also take it as well, because when you study the history of how maca was used in, I think it was the Incas, and I hope I'm not offending anyone who is okay. So it is the Incas. So before the men would go to war, they would drink a maca type of beverage to give them endurance and stamina to fight. And so that's why it can help with like, energy and help to like decrease fatigue. So it's like a well-rounded, all-around great thing for women.
So Amazon got everything. Which one would you recommend?
Oh, I recommend the Sun Foods brand that is at Whole Foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get that tomorrow. I depend. Let me something. I'm excited. I am excited.
I'm about to get some of this powder too. And you said Sun Food?
Yeah. Sun Foods. And
so they got red, they got black, they got white.
The one that's brown, the light brown one.
Okay.
Let me see. I can probably pull it up on my phone as well. Let me see here.
Oh, this.
Yes.
I'm about to order this from Amazon right now. You said you can put it in your food and stuff?
So what I recommend that you do, because let me tell you about the flavor, because it has its own distinct taste. So it's like a cross between malt and butterscotch. That's like the closest I can compare it to.
So can you put it in like a smoothie?
You can put it in your smoothie. You can add it to like your protein shake if you want. Or you can make truffles, which is what I recommend to all of my clients, to make like a maca. Like you can go to Pinterest and look up maca truffle recipes. And so it involves maca and cocoa powder, a nut butter, your choice, whether it's peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, unsweetened coconut. And you can make a batch of about 25 to 30 and store it in a glass container in your refrigerator. And you can eat 1 or 2 every morning after you have breakfast.
Okay. Look, as I'm having a hot flash right now. Forehead sweating. Some women be drenched though. Like, some women be drenched. I don't get like that.
Those nice I used to be. I felt like somebody had just thrown water on me in the bed. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and wash my sheets.
And
I stuck my head in the freezer. That's how it was. Just stuck my head in the freezer.
Oh wow!
I'm serious.
Just joining us, we have Catrice Mayo talking to us about perimenopause, menopause, the foods that we can eat, supplements that we can take that can support us during this treacherous time. So I learned that menopause starts in your 20s. So I did not know that, but I did start experiencing some hot flashes like in my early 40s.
Yeah, and the other thing for Black women is that, again, it can last for like 15 years. It can show up earlier and it lasts longer and it's more intense, and it doesn't need to be. And while you're having a hot flash attack, are you drinking half of your body weight in ounces?
That's the one thing where my body realized. Let me see. Let me show you what I'm doing now.
Because when you're well hydrated, that helps you to have better heat tolerance. So that's
this right here. This is always in my hand. Shout out to Norfolk State. But this is always in my hand, and I fill this up every time I empty. And when I'm telling you, it does make me feel better. If I have one coming on, it does make me feel better. So I can definitely say it. And I am trying to drink my half of my body weight in water.
Yeah. So what is really important is consistency. Like, you find a regimen that works for you, because everybody's menopausal moment, perimenopausal moment is completely different, because we all have different genes. Our external environments are different. Our family dynamics and work dynamics are different, because stress, messes with hormones.
Yes.
And so things just show up different. And so if you find that when you drink on a consistent basis, water, you have to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like that behavioral change that is going to serve you.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I have a question. I've been doing CMOS for a while. Is that something that should be on our list too? Because I don't want to take stuff that's kind of counteracting each other. CMOS has been great for me and my thyroid, actually.
For your thyroid. Okay, so from menopause point of view, I haven't read of any like studies or heard of any research about taking CMOS for perimenopause and menopause. But from a gut health point of view, CMOS is very beneficial. It is actually a mucilaginous type of property, meaning that it has the same type of consistency as aloe vera gel or the slime you see in okra, or herbs like marshmallow root and slippery elm. And so these are, and when you think about the like prefix of mucilaginous, it's like mucus, so it has a mucus like texture. And so when you adjust it, what'd you say?
I had to get used to that because I put it in my tea.
Yes. And so what it does is that it coats the GI tract. So for my clients who have ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease and gastric reflux disease, I will recommend those type of mucilaginous foods or beverages. And CMOS is one of them, if they can tolerate that oceany like flavor, because it does taste like the ocean.
Yeah.
And then like something else that's helpful for the thyroid, do you eat Brazil nuts?
No, but I've just realized, and I don't want to get off of our conversation, but I just realized that some of the things that I realized about my body, and ladies, listen, you go to the doctor but you know your body.
That's right.
Like, I went to the doctor and I was able to tell him about he was trying to tell me something, and I'm like, no, it's not. You know your body. They went to college and school, but you know your body. Like, I told him I was lactose intolerant, and he was saying, well, you're probably not lactose intolerant. I said, but I am. I have hypothyroidism, and most people with hypothyroidism ends up being lactose intolerant. So I went to my other specialist, and told me that I was. So I've stopped milk, cow's milk. I'm using almond milk. So there are quite a few things that I have stopped, but I wanted to also know, like, if I stop this, is it causing my menopause issues to increase? But from what you're telling me, I'm not experiencing any, but I don't want to in the future either. So from what you're telling me, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
But I realized I can't eat peanuts anymore, and Brazil nuts and almonds are top on the list. So yes, I will be eating Brazil nuts from now.
Okay. Yeah, so you can have tree nuts, but not the peanut, because you know that peanuts are not really nuts. It's a legume. It's in the lima beans, family.
Bean, right? Yeah.
But the reason why I was asking about the Brazil nuts, and this is actually helpful for all women, is that if you have 2 a day, you just need 2, is that they are a very potent source of selenium, which is a trace mineral. And selenium helps to protect the thyroid.
And so are boiled eggs. So I have 2 boiled eggs in the morning for breakfast. Okay. I'm learning. I'm doing my research, and I'm learning as well. So
yeah. And I think that it's helpful that you are embracing the journey of learning more about yourself and about your body, because these transitions that we go through, like at least mine didn't my mother, didn't talk to me about this stuff. The only thing I know is that my mother and my grandmother, they had their last periods in their very late 50s. Possibly my grandmother, possibly according to my older sister, like early 60s. But yeah. So it's like we're not prepared for these changes, like that unintentional weight gain that can come out in the middle of nowhere. That comes with.
How do we handle that? Give us a miracle for that.
Yeah.
Even if you're working out. I mean, it's just like
that midsection. That's where it's hard.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Then you're working out and you get hot, and then you have a hot flash and you get hotter, and it's like, what?
Well, all I ask is, what did God give the men? Because we got everything.
Prostate issues.
Oh my goodness. So what can help with weight is, from a nutrition and lifestyle point of view, is making sure that you're having about 25 to 35 grams of protein with every meal. Okay. And the reason why you need that is because that helps with protein synthesis to like build your muscle and to maintain the muscle that you have. Also eating lots of fibrous foods.
Can you tell us some fiber foods?
Yeah.
What do you eat? What do you eat?
What do I eat? Oh, I eat okra. I eat beets. I actually eat pickled beets, and I love pickled beet juice. Beets are so good for us because it has nitric oxide in it, which is giving off from the arteries. So it's like a natural vasodilator. It helps the blood pressure to decrease, and the heart doesn't have to work so hard to pump blood through the body. But anyways, so I eat okra, I eat beets, I eat spinach, I eat greens, I eat beet greens, like the top of which a lot of people they usually toss that part, but it's really good. I made it for my husband and kids. We eat a lot of broccoli. That's like a staple.
I love broccoli.
You're not eating beets out of the can. You're buying the beets with the stalk.
Right.
And you're buying,
I eat, fresh, like in the produce section. Yeah. Sweet potatoes. Eat those. Yeah, but make sure that you eat the skin, because that's where the majority of the potassium is. So I will like buy the sweet potatoes and I scrub them with a vegetable brush under some running water, and I dry them off, and I put like a little bit of salt, drizzle of olive oil, and I, wash the sweet potatoes in that rub, that olive oil salt rub, and I bake them like 405 degrees until I can smell them. You can pierce a fork through it. And then you eat the whole thing. It's so good because the outside is crispy and the inside is tender.
I love to eat sweet potatoes.
So I do that.
And now that I live down here, I can go to Sylvania, and my uncle his farms. We can get collard greens and sweet potatoes and all kinds of stuff out of his garden.
Yes.
Fresh beets.
And pinto beans, lentils. I eat a lot of tomatoes. That's like my favorite fruits. Tomatoes is technically a fruit and not a vegetable.
Right.
Red grapes, pears, limes. I use a lot of lime. Like when I make Mexican dishes, I make this taco skillet dish. I just like to eat good food. A lot of chicken, salmon.
A lot of fresh food. Like I've salmon myself to death. I'm like, okay, if I see another piece of salmon right now, I might scream.
That's all I eat is salmon and
salmon is fresh.
And cod. Do you eat cod?
Yes, I do like cod.
I do not eat tilapia anymore, though.
But that's
I don't eat tilapia. That's like highly farm raised, like a frankenfish. Even though
a sway fish.
Tilapia. Go ahead.
I heard sway was like the same man-made. Is it sway? Sway fish?
I don't think these fish are not man-made. They're just highly farm raised.
Man-made fish.
They're farm raised. Like
Yeah.
like I told my uncle, they went fishing, and I was like, well, you need to get some tilapia. He was like, we can't fish for tilapia. He's like, you can't find that in the ocean. So
What you putting in your juice, Tanya? What kind of juice? Beet juice?
well, I have a juicer and I make
It's
food.
good. We got some in the refrigerator. I was feeling a little, I think I don't know, my iron may have been low or something. And I took a shot of beet juice and I started to feel better like almost instantly. So I know that it works. It's just, I don't guess it's that too bad.
That's why food is medicine.
Yeah.
It is. And you know, this is the crazy thing. You know this stuff because like when I was growing up, my grandmother, we didn't go out to eat a lot. She cooked everything. Both of my grandmothers, especially my grandmother down here. And my grandmother down here, a lot of her stuff didn't come from the grocery store. They, you can walk down the street and get what's called scuffing irons, which are like grapes with a little bit of a tougher skin on it, and they just on the side of the street. Watermelon, all kinds of stuff like that, and peaches and all kinds of stuff just out.
Yeah.
So you said red grapes as opposed to green grapes. Red grape, I think I'm a little allergic to red grapes. They make my lips itch.
Oh, like you have oral allergy syndrome?
I think so. And it's just the red grapes. Like I would notice I'll get red grapes from like Wawa, and my lips would itch.
Have you tried organic red grapes?
No.
So try organic red grapes just to see if it's like a pesticide or insecticide issue.
Okay. I mean, I love green grapes. Taste better to me anyway. But red grapes are okay.
Red grapes are sweeter.
Oh, scoliosis. Okay. Well, the reason why I recommended the red grapes is because they are a source of resveratrol, which is a polyphenol / phytonutrient. And so polyphenols is what gives produce their like colors, so like blue grapes and black rice and purple carrots have anthocyanins in them. So that's the polyphenol. Lycopenes is what's in red watermelon, red tomatoes, and red cherries. And so resveratrol can help over the course of time increase brown fat, because we have white fat, brown fat, and beige fat. And so white adipose tissue, and adipose means fat, is a type of fat that we store, right? Brown fat is the fat that helps us to expend energy, and then beige fat is a combination of both. And resveratrol can help increase or convert white fat to brown fat.
Well, I need more brown fat.
So
I don't need no fat.
I need more brown fat so I can get this energy out. All right, so maca powder.
Yes. And one other thing I wanted to say before you go down the list is what also helps us with like creating a buffer for that unintentional weight gain, or at least not to gain as much. We have to lift weights and heavy weights. And that not only helps with the metabolism, but it also is a bone building exercise. And so it can just help us with that. Because black, people, we tend not to have high rates of osteoporosis. But when we have a hip fracture, we don't bounce back as quickly, and we tend to decline, and then like within 5 years or less, we're like dead. I used to see it all the time when I worked at Chippenham Hospital here in Richmond. Like hip fractures left and right, and like people of color just didn't bounce back.
Hold on, I didn't know you were in Richmond.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Richmond.
I met her in my church in Richmond.
Oh, I'm about to come see you.
She's right there. I'm sorry, I didn't say it, did I?
No.
Yeah, so my private practice is telehealth. So it's like online only, and I take about like 6 to 8 different health insurances. So, and a lot of people are very unaware that insurance will pay 100% of their visits with the dietitian.
Oh, I'm about to come see you. I got Cigna.
You just look at
Take
my.
Cigna.
Is that only in Virginia?
So I am licensed in the state of Georgia. So I can see folks in
Okay.
Georgia. In 2025, I plan to get licensed in the state of Maryland. I can also see people in California and New York because they don't have licensure. Like anybody can, see patients in those states. But yeah, like all you need to do is like if you're unsure, is just to call your insurance company and ask them, do they pay for medical nutrition therapy?
Oh yes, we gonna be because I'm gonna refer some people to you, and you can refer some people to me because I'm a mental health therapist.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm coming to see you. A dietitian would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I think everybody should meet with the dietitian at least once in their life. But a lot of people are unaware that they should have one for every stage of their life, because, like for like pregnancy, when you're going through your adolescent years, teenage years, young adult years, reproductive, as I said before, and then now when you're transitioning, with perimenopause and menopause, and then even like I have some women that are in their like 70s or like 65 and up that work with me. But yeah, my goal is to prevent, like work on the prevention side, because I worked in the hospital for like 15 years, and a lot of medical issues that people had could have, been decreased or shouldn't even exist. If they had just gotten this information earlier or had someone to give them some guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I have got to get out of this space. I didn't want to be a part of the sick care system anymore. And so now I'm on this side, and I do like stool testing, because I see a lot of people who have GI issues, or just women that want to make sure that they have excellent gut health. So I do stool testing. I do food sensitivity testing. It's called mediator release test. I do that as well. I do testing, which stands for dry urine test for comprehensive hormones. So I do that test, and I do micronutrient testing. So
okay.
And all of those are out of pocket. Insurance doesn't cover that.
So what, you would just send them to a lab or something to have that done?
No. They actually have a kit that shipped to their house. So they can do the stool sample at home, and then I know it's crazy. And then they ship it back to the lab. Because inside of each kit is a FedEx bag.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was telling my mom, she's like 76 and she's small. She just talk about, gaining weight, or, she was losing weight because of some other stuff. But I was like, you eat less, when you're 75, 76, you're not eating a lot. So you're not going to gain a lot of weight. And I was listening to Steve Harvey's show, I guess the other morning, and he was saying like his doctor told him that you don't eat as much. Have you ever seen like a 75-year-old fat person? And you really don't, because do you know anybody that's overweight at that age? They typically don't make it if you're old and obese or whatever. So I hope I don't have to wait till 70 to lose this weight.
No,
Yeah,
we're gonna do that. She's gonna help us. We're gonna.
Yeah, she definitely gonna help us.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
So yeah,
I
that's
do.
interesting.
I have experienced quite a bit of weight loss once I started the pescatarian diet.
Mhm.
I started it last week, December 2nd. Started like not eating any meat. Well, I didn't eat beef or pork anyway, but I went on to the pescatarian. It definitely limits. Yeah, it definitely limits what
It
you
does, but guess what? I have found, and this is one thing that I wanted to ask you as well. When it protein, if I'm not eating, like there's plant protein, is that as good as like fish protein
Yeah.
or
soy.
So like plant-based proteins like nuts and seeds, beans, lentils, tofu, broccoli and spinach. Those are like, even black rice,
Rice.
quinoa. Yeah,
quinoa?
y'all.
Quinoa. This lady at work cooked me some quinoa, and oh my god, it was so good. And I went to Moe's one day. Or was it Moe's?
Mhm.
It was. And I had sofritas. Have you ever
Okay.
heard of that?
Mhm.
It's good. It's like a meat substitute.
Yeah.
And it was good. It felt like I was eating meat. And cauliflower. When I want wings, I eat cauliflower wings. It gives me that same sensation.
Okay.
People
Where
look at me
you
like
get
I'm crazy.
cauliflower
Like,
wings from?
huh?
Where do you get cauliflower wings?
You can make your own cauliflower
You can make
wings.
them.
They have cauliflower wings in the store.
Okay. What about this soy
Like,
stuff? You breaking up a little bit, P. What about soy stuff?
I'm trying to stay out the frozen section, but they do.
You frozen and your words sound like you on iRobot. So
And now we can't hear anything.
anything that we can do, can you tell the audience anything that we could do to, lessen the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause?
Yeah, so you need to, if you are chronically in fight or flight mode, where you're on the go all day long, you need to learn how to manage your stress. And you may want to evaluate your life and see if you need to say no to some people or some things on your task list, or learn how to better manage your time.
Okay.
So I would definitely work on stress management, incorporating meditation, breath work, anything that can help to decrease cortisol levels, because elevated cortisol, that does contribute to belly fat. So want to be mindful of that. We need to move. No one wants to be creaky, in their like 60s to 80 years of age, because motion is lotion.
Right.
It's natural lubricant, but it also helps you to release. And exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant.
Yeah.
And so it helps you to feel good. Like after we talk tonight, I'm going to go for a walk. Me and my husband, we've been walking after dinner for like 30 minutes lately. That just kind of organically happened in a crazy way. But you really need to move as much as you can, as often as you can. And you need to do movement that's going to challenge the muscle and get outside in nature and reconnect with, where we come from physically, because we are made from nature, and you need to turn off your phone. Number 3, you need to eat plant forward. Okay. So it's like imperative to involve as much color as possible in every meal that you consume. And don't skip meals, because we need to make sure that we are nourishing the body. And then right now, because we're in the state of Virginia, and because we live north of the 37-degree latitude line, no one is getting any vitamin D from the sun. And so everybody, like in the whole state, and wherever you are, you can look on the map to see if your state is above this line. And if it is, you should be on a vitamin D supplement that has a small dose of vitamin K in it to help. Because like the vitamin D helps you to absorb the calcium, but the vitamin K helps to make sure that the calcium doesn't deposit in the arteries, that it goes to the bone.
Okay.
So, and then we need the vitamin D for mental health, immune health, bone health, the health of your skin. It has a whole lot of jobs, and I could talk all day about that.
How do you feel about gummy supplements?
I'm not a fan of gummies because they have fillers in them that can hinder absorption. And then also, I just feel like there's more of the ingredients to make the gummy than what should actually be in the gummy. So I'm more of a fan of powders, capsules, anything that is like sublingual, if that is available, or, topical, putting it on the fattiest part of the skin so it can be absorbed into the bloodstream.
Would you, for somebody struggling with their weight, I don't know if you deal with this, but how do you feel about like the weight loss shots, the weight loss pills?
I am not a fan. No. Because, okay. So anybody who is like listening or watching, go get a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan is where you get information on your fat to muscle ratio. Because these GLP-1 medications, which is like what they are, is to trigger glucagon-like peptide 1 to make you feel full. And I actually have a few clients who have been on it, and they have no appetite whatsoever. They don't want to eat, but they don't feel good. And so I'm like, let's just think about this, right? You're going to take a pill that's telling your body not to eat. Where are you going to get your nutrients? Where's that going to come from? How are you supposed to thrive? And then the bacteria in the gut, they need food. They need fiber. So we have our gut microbiome that we really take for granted, that does things for us that we cannot do for ourselves. They feed off of fiber. Fiber helps to fill you up. And there's actually foods that can trigger that GLP-1 hormone.
Like what?
Like what?
Oh,
sure. So again, having, protein with all of your meals, and having fiber included in those meals. So it's like you have to learn how to round out and eat well balanced and eat lots of leafy greens. And also what can help with cravings is making sure that you have a well-balanced breakfast. What most people do, they barely eat breakfast and they may make time for lunch, but then by the end of the day, they're like, man, I don't work hard today. I'm going to eat good because I deserve this meal. It's like a reward type of mindset. And so they go all out. Well, after you eat a really big meal, what are you about to do? You about to go to bed. So you're going to bed with that heavy meal in your gut. And then if you're up binge watching something on Netflix, you're like, oh, I have a craving for something sweet. Part of that reason is because you didn't meet all of your energy needs earlier in the day, and your body's trying to catch up. So that's why it's important to nourish. I'm always trying to get folks you need to nourish the body.
Right.
A lot of people are in large bodies and they're holding on to weight because their body believes that it's in danger.
Well, my
And
body must think it's in danger.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to say about what these medications do is that, okay, you lose weight, but you probably lost muscle because muscle weighs more than fat.
Right.
And then you become metabolically broken, and then you come off and your appetite comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance, and then you're ravenous. And so why not learn how to mindfully eat? And this is where having a food and mood journal can be helpful to help you track. And this is the journal that I actually published. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about that when I was ordering my other stuff. Let me see. I need to get that journal.
Yeah, it's
food and
if
mood.
you go to the wellrooted.com, it's on there. You can just click on it and it'll take you right to the page. But what it is, it's a journal for like 90 days. And you can track what you ate. This is like an example of like a page, but you actually track what you ate, okay? And like how much, fruits and vegetables did you eat? How was your water intake? Did you move? But what's also key is how was your day? And so I have questions asking, what are your gripes? What didn't go well today? What are your glows? What did go well today? What are your grows? What can you improve on for tomorrow? And what are your gratitudes? What are you thankful for? And I put it in that order on purpose because I want people to get the rant out, what didn't go well, but then end the day with what they're thankful for, so that it's like a peaceful ending. And then there's over 90 quotes and affirmations for each day, just to help with inspiration.
Well, I just ordered to be here Saturday.
Oh, cool. And the reason why I picked the butterfly is because butterflies represent transformation. And we are all on like a journey, and it's like you get to a destination, but you don't just stay there, right? After a while, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start a new journey and try something else. So, but yeah, but it's been very helpful for my clients that use it, and it's very eye-opening because you start to see what you
eat. Yeah. I'm definitely going to start tracking it as of Monday. But, I was like, I like working out, but I don't want to work out and be sore and can't move and can't walk the next day. So I don't want to, at 52, I don't want to be working out that hard. I want to work out and I want to light and I want to eat well and kind of figure it out like that.
Well, you can go hiking.
I heard hiking was good. I think we got a Black woman hike here.
Black Girls Hike, RVA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I encourage that. There's also Homegirl Hike. Have you heard of Homegirl Hike?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's another platform. She's on Instagram. But yeah, if you're in Richmond, there's a lot of hiking trails along the James River, and then just in the western part of the state. But like, we have to move. We can't.
Yeah, we do have to move.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, she walks like every morning. I'm like, yeah. And when you said something about nature and getting out and being one, I'm like, yeah, I ain't really an outdoorsy type of person. Well, I would walk like in a park or on a track, but the neighborhood, I don't know about that.
Okay.
You live in a nice neighborhood. Why do you walk in the neighborhood?
I don't want to be walking with deers and foxes and.
Girl, please! I done made friends with my deers out here. They come right up to the house, be looking in the window.
Now that's putting S on deer. Put the deer.
On the deers. Baby walk right up to the house and look in the window, child. Down here, they don't listen. These deer, they don't care around here. We have been tearing up their home so much that they don't care. They'll be your friend. They might even protect you.
Yeah.
But what did I miss? I'm sorry, y'all. I had a little, I'm on my phone now, but I had a little technical difficulty. But hopefully I didn't miss too much. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
We're talking about the food journal. So she got a food and mood journal. So I just ordered that. I think that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
So
we need to post that on our page
Yeah,
for
I mean,
people to purchase.
it's great for like folks who want to mindfully eat at the beginning of 2025. And it's evidence-based because people who do want to improve their health markers or who want to lose weight, really when you put it on paper and you are self accountable, like yes, you can see a dietitian, get a personal trainer to give you guidance and make recommendations, but you're the one that has to do the work. And
Right.
so when you put it on paper and you document and you actually assess, okay, I didn't eat too well today, and how that has a correlation in how your day went, because there is a strong connection between stress and what people choose to eat.
absolutely. I don't have a stressful day. I want me a whole bag of Cheetos, some mega peanut M&Ms. I just want to, I just want to eat.
When I have a stressful day, I want and this is, and I know this, but my mind, I got to work on my mind. When I have a stressful day, I want a Coke. And caffeine is not good for my thyroid.
Right.
So I know I have to focus on something else. So I'm trying to keep that water with me. But my mind automatically says when I'm having a stressful moment, my mind automatically says, I want a Coke.
Okay. Yeah, I would recommend you have a combination of holy basil tea, chamomile, and lavender tea.
That ain't gonna substitute for no Coke.
But what it does is that it can help to calm you down. You know, if we want different results, we have to make different choices.
That's true. That is so true. I'm working on it, but it's that for me, it's that
instant gratification.
Yes, that taste that I get, that fizzle, that and I've tried to go. We have a we have Whole Foods here, but we have a health food store, and one of the ladies was like, well, maybe you can get something that still has that fizzle, that
carbonation.
You know, ice drinks,
huh?
The ice drinks. That's what I get when.
My gosh, that is the worst thing that you can do for your gut health.
That's what you told me. They have something called bobble tea or something like that. I just got a taste to it that I got to get used to.
Hold on, the ice drinks. There's no fat, 5 calories.
That has sucralose in it. It has color dye in it. That is not good for your mental health, because there's correlation between color dye and ADHD and ADD. So that's like number one. Number two, sucralose will turn on gut dysbiosis. So even though it may not elevate your blood sugar, but what it's doing over the course of time, it is causing a shift in your gut microbiome that plays a role in how you handle insulin in your body, as well as clearing cholesterol, your metabolism, your mood, your gut health in regards to if you're constipated, if you're going to have like diarrhea. There's just like so much.
Well, it's funny.
It's not real sugar, and it can cause bloating and gas.
Well, I haven't had one in a while now. I guess I can't get no more of those.
Yeah, it's like one of the worst things. It's not natural. Anything that is a wannabe sugar, which is what's wrong with our culture. We want to have our cake and eat it too. And then,
literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
we're gonna have to bring you back on. We're gonna have to bring you back on. We definitely gonna have to do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hour's up. I'm sorry. I need to talk.
No. We just saying
we're gonna have to.
So good.
We're gonna have to bring you back on because listen, I want. I got so many things in my mind, but I kind of want to get you with my cousin who is a chef, and maybe he can behind the scenes kind of create some of those recipes that you were talking about, and then we can kind of taste test. And because sometimes when you hear stuff you're like, ugh, but when you taste it, like when I went to his house and he knew I was a pescatarian, I told him, they're eating bacon, and I'm like, that doesn't even faze me anymore, bacon, because I stopped eating pork so long ago.
Yeah.
But he made me, he was very cognizant. He made me grits. And is grits bad for you too?
No.
I love grits. Please don't tell me grits are
So
bad for me.
Now, if it's instant grits, that means it has like sodium. Anything that says instant is going to be high in salt. So if you have like a family history of hypertension and you want to be proactive on that, then you shouldn't have any grits. If you are about to run, 6 to 20 miles and you want to have instant grits as your pre-workout food, that's fine. But also it's better to get like stone ground grits.
That's what he made. They were stone.
Okay. Yeah.
They were stone ground. He's cognizant of that as well. And he made me an omelet, and then he instead of bacon for me, he literally cut my salmon to look like bacon.
Oh, okay.
And it was great. The whole time I was there, we didn't eat out. And they kept me in mind.
That's good.
A lot
That's very thoughtful.
Like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. Listen, y'all. I'm trying because I want to be.
You doing well.
My grandkids.
I know you doing well.
I want to be here. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It's gonna be pretty long before I have some. But
yes.
I'm changing. I'm trying to change some things. I don't
think you're trying. You're actually doing it. You are doing the work.
The last thing is getting my water in. I do drink a lot of water, but it's still, people will say they drink a lot of water, but you're still not drinking enough.
Yeah.
Like, you got to drink a lot of half your body weight in water. And
the way you be in the bathroom all day. The last thing I have is, what are your views on intermittent fasting?
Oh, I'm not a fan of that either, but I am a fan of fasting. And so with my clients, I tell them they can fast between 12 to 14 hours. 15 is like borderline. But I'm not a fan of any type of, okay, I'm going to eat between 12 and 4 o'clock or, 10 and 6. I'm not a fan of that. That makes no sense to me.
Well, I'm fasting when I sleep.
Right.
So fasting from 9 to
So
7.
if you have a 12 to 14 hour fast, the majority of it should be overnight. So what I do is have an eating window between 8 and 8, 7 and 7, or if you want to do 7 to 8. But the majority of the fast is when you're asleep, which is why it's called breakfast to break the fast.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like fasting during your waking hours, you should be eating so you're putting gas in your tank so that you can get through the day. Does that make sense?
That's what my doctor told me. He said you're not eating enough food. He said, exactly. I don't care what he said, people think you got to eat eggs for breakfast. He said, eat whatever you want to eat.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can have dinner. You can have what people typically eat for dinner. You can have that for breakfast. It's just in your mind, you've been trained to eat eggs, bacon, cereal.
Yes, because of the food industry.
Right.
It's all like market. It's all about the bottom line. And they are like studying trends right now. So there will probably be, in the next 5 years, there's going to be all of these functional foods tailored to women going through menopause.
And you guys heard it here first. She told you, when you go in the grocery store and you see all these foods and these commercials cater to us women, and that makes sense because baby boomers and generation what are we? Generation Red, what are we? Generation
X.
X, Generation X and baby boomers. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
So
of us are either through it, going through it, or on our way to it.
Yep.
yes.
That's it.
God bless y'all coming after us. Look.
Right.
Because
So,
we're going to be in it. I mean, everywhere you're going to see angry women.
and
And I will say this. You said something in the beginning that I realized later on, because as Red said, I was in denial.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a situation, I'm divorced now, and I had a situation where I didn't realize that I was going through, and I was getting irritated a lot by stuff that was an issue, but it wasn't as big of an issue as I made it. But to me, it was a huge deal, and I focused on it a lot. And now I realize that, thank God I was able to get my husband back, but we have to realize those things. We have to definitely realize that. Listen to your body. And like I said, my friend was trying to tell me, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to focus on that, or I'm not going. What are you talking about? It's not no menopause. I'm still good. It's just I'm just going through something right now. But we got to realize it's a bad connotation. It's not a bad thing. Your body is going through what it's going through because you're getting older.
Yeah.
So you just need to know how to work through it. Like if we can be honest and upfront, this is an open area for women. If your vagina is dry, go get some help.
Yes.
Sex doesn't have to be a problem.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. And there are foods that she can eat that can actually help with vaginal dryness, like healthy fats, like avocados, nuts and seeds, sardines, other types of fatty fish.
You and these sardines.
Yes, I am. Like, I need to do a commercial, like on TikTok or something.
But okay, so and we're gonna call this a night after this. But okay, so y'all come close. When you're eating all of listen, I've been a pescatarian now for 6-7 months.
Okay.
And by no means am I an expert at this, but when you eat so much fish and seafood, especially sardines, it comes through your body.
You talk about your pores?
Yes. And your vagina and everything else. So you have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
And drink a lot of water. You gotta drink the water.
That depends on the body chemistry of the person, because that doesn't happen for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because me and this other lady are on it, and it is I haven't had a whole, now shrimp is what might do it for me sometimes, but I'm able to I've learned drinking water to flush out your system.
Yes.
You have to drink the water, ladies. Don't just think you're going to be a pescatarian, just eat all this seafood and go seafood boils and all this stuff and not drink water. You got to drink your water, or your mate is going to be like, baby, is something going on? I'm serious. Drink your water. Drink your water, ladies. All right, now I can say goodnight. That's a note. You have to know that. My girlfriend, I had to tell her that. Like, seriously, it's especially when you're in close proximity with people.
Yeah. hygiene is extremely important. And if you drink, so like in my water bottle, I drink tea water all day without any sweetener. And so like if you drink, peppermint tea, hibiscus tea, lemon ginger tea, and you don't put any sweetener in it, you can count that towards your water intake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can drink some peppermint tea if you're a pescatarian to keep your breath minty fresh.
Mm-hmm. I drink ginger tea as well.
I just stick with the water.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that plastic next time. That's an endocrine disruptor.
Okay.
So you need a filter.
Take it out of the plastic.
You shouldn't have anything. If you can try to decrease your intake of plastic, that's a whole nother conversation. So, yeah.
So you need but somebody else had a problem with the filter on water. I just can't drink water out the tap. Not down here in Savannah. I can't. I can't. You got to have a filter on your water, because water. It stinks down here.
Oh yeah, you close to Florida too. That water is terrible.
It's horrible. It is a horrible. So I'm like,
well, we definitely have to have it back. We definitely have to have it back New Year.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate your time. Those of you who joined us, thank you for your time as well.
Yeah,
and we get a lot of people to watch in replay, and we're also on YouTube, and it'll be on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and some of the other listening podcasts. So you'll probably get some questions.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah. So people, you want me to share like my social?
Yes, please. Yes. Please do.
Okay, so on Instagram, I am the.embodied.dietitian. So the embodied dietitian. My insurance-based private practice is Real Nutrition LLC. So you can just Google that in like my name, it'll come up. And then I have the Well Rooted Woman platform. So just go to thewellrootedwoman.com. And I'm also on YouTube as well under The Well Rooted Woman. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We're gonna be planning some things in the future, and we may call you to be a speaker for us, because we want to make sure going forward that our ladies know what they're going through, and just not even women that's going through menopause, but just women in general, because our bodies are our temple, and we need to be healthy. We definitely need to be healthy.
Do.
I appreciate you for coming on.
Me too. It's been great.
I'm gonna get my maca powder. I got mushrooms. I do eat quite a bit of mushrooms because it has the texture of meat for me. So mushrooms. The mushrooms are okay.
Yes, of course. It's a plant.
Okay, yeah. I'm just checking. Don't take my mushrooms and cauliflower.
No, those are wholesome plant-based foods.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we appreciate those who have come on with us. Hopefully you got some well-needed information. We are going to see you in the new year. Red and I are going to enjoy some much-needed time with our family. Yeah. But we will be playing some of our most liked podcast episodes. We're going to leave you with some recordings each week until we come back, probably around the second week of January. We're going to enjoy ourselves for Christmas, and we're going to party during the new year. So we will see you in 2025. Man,
wow. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes.
So happy New Year. We
Merry
hope that
Christmas.
your family enjoy Christmas, and remember, Christmas isn't only about getting gifts, it's about spending time with your families and loving on your families and remembering who's there for you, and that is God. So in the new year, listen, we know what's going to happen in the new year, so buckle down, make sure you understand what's going on. Pay attention, guys, and make sure your finances are okay, because in the new year, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen with this administration, but just make sure you are just paying attention and understanding things that are going to change. So that's
All
all I
right.
have. Anything else, Red?
No, I think you said it all. Think you said it all.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
We are here to inspire her, the total